unspoken silver. Alicia knew the house held its breath when she was present, not in anticipation, but in judgment. The silence in the high-ceilinged rooms was not peaceful. It was heavy, pressed down by decades of established wealth and expectations she had yet to meet. She was nearly 6 months married to Silas, and 5 months unemployed, a fact that hummed like a low, perpetual electrical wire beneath the velvet upholstery and polished marble. She was not Alicia, the capable graduate. She was the temporary occupant, awaiting her true designation. When she and Silas had exchanged vows, she had envisioned a shared foundation, 2 pillars holding up one roof. She hadn't realized she was walking into a pre-existing cathedral, already complete and rigid, where her only designated purpose was to quietly fill a previously empty niche. That niche, as Moira, her mother-in-law, often implied through sighs and pregnant pauses, needed to be filled by contribution. And contribution, in this family, meant a title, a salary, and the validation of external success. Moira moved through the house with the efficiency of a finely tuned clock, and every tick was a reminder of Alicia's stagnation. This morning, Moira found Alicia lingering by the kitchen island after breakfast, nursing a cup of coffee and scanning job boards on her tablet. "Planning your day, dear?" Moira asked, the inflection perfectly neutral, perfectly damning. Alicia felt the familiar tightness in her chest. "I've sent out 3 applications already, Moira, and I have a preliminary call scheduled for Thursday," Alicia replied, her voice carefully modulated to sound professional, not defensive. Moira moved closer, adjusting a tiny, misplaced napkin on the counter. "Preliminary calls don't pay bills, Alicia. And a woman of your caliber, you should be back in the market, back among your peers. Idleness is a dangerous habit. It suggests a lack of seriousness, and people notice such things." She didn't mean people, Alicia knew. She meant her. When Silas came home, the heavy weight of the day usually lifted for 5 minutes before settling back down. He was kind, mostly, but tired. He kissed Alicia's forehead, a quick, almost dutiful gesture, and then his eyes scanned the room, unconsciously checking for his mother's presence. He saw the remnants of the tension between the women, but never the cause. He learned early in life that it was easier to ignore the temperature of the room than to adjust the thermostat. Later, in the quiet sanctum of their bedroom, Alicia tried to breach the wall between them. "Your mother asked me again today why I haven't accepted any low-level position just to get out of the house. It feels like she's trying to punish me for not being instantly successful." Silas set down his phone, sighing, already exhausted by the conversation. "Alicia, she just worries. She and Father built this life with hard work. She's not trying to hurt you. She's being practical. Just nod and change the subject. It's easier." Easier. The word echoed the quiet compromise Alicia felt she had been making since the wedding day. Easier to bite her tongue. Easier to wear the clothes Moira preferred. Easier to let her own resume gather dust while she searched for roles deemed worthy of Silas's wife. She mourned the loss of her former self, the one who lived in a small, messy apartment, eating takeout while fiercely preparing for interviews, propelled only by her own ambition. That Alicia had agency. This Alicia felt like a curated exhibit. The low point came during a formal Sunday dinner. Silas's cousin, who had just been promoted to a senior executive position, was lauded for 30 solid minutes. Moira, raising her glass, looked directly at Alicia. It's such a comfort to see young women demonstrating such drive and purpose. A true inspiration to all of us who might be finding our footing a little slower. The cruelty was refined, delivered with a smile that never reached her eyes. Alicia felt her chest constrict, unable to breathe past the silent accusation. Silas said nothing, focused intently on carving the roast. That night, Alicia stood on the balcony, overlooking the manicured, silent garden. The moonlight polished the stones below. The realization hit her, cold and clear as the night air. She was waiting for permission to exist. Waiting for Silas to defend her. Waiting for Moira to accept her. Waiting for the perfect job to magically transform her status. She had tied her identity to their perception of her worth, and they were starving it to death. The deep, heavy blanket of sadness ripped, exposing a sharp, furious resolve underneath. She was not a project for them to fix. She found Silas already half asleep. She sat on the edge of the mattress and spoke, not raising her voice, but speaking with a density of emotion she had suppressed for months. "I am not looking for an easier life, Silas. I am looking for a real life. And I am tired of being punished for having an unemployment gap. Your mother doesn't want me to get a job. She wants me to conform to her definition of success. And I am not a decoration. I am Alicia." Silas blinked, confused. "Alicia, why are you doing this now? Why can't you just let things be? What do you want me to do? Tell my mother to stop speaking? You know I can't do that," he pleaded, shifting away from her. His reaction wasn't malice, but a deeply ingrained avoidance of conflict, a loyalty to the structure he was raised in, even when it crushed the person he claimed to love. He saw her pain as an inconvenient complexity, not a marital emergency. Alicia watched him, seeing clearly for the first time that her path to self-respect lay entirely outside his influence. She gave him a slow, careful nod, accepting his limitation. The next morning, she did not stay home scrolling job boards in the restrictive silence. She put on the neat, tailored suit she had worn to her last independent interview before the wedding, grabbed her old notebook, and walked out the door. She didn't know where she was going. Not yet for an interview, but for a coffee shop, a library, a small piece of the world where Alicia existed simply as Alicia, capable and unbound.